Welcome back to channel Rare Penny Coins, the place where we dive into the world of rare and valuable coins. If you've ever had a 1982 penny in your pocket change, this video might just change your life. Today, we're talking about one of the rarest and most sought-after coins in the US, the 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, currently valued at an incredible $1.30 million. Yes, you heard that right, over $1 million for a penny. Let's break it down. Alright, so what makes this 1982 penny worth more than a house? It's all about a rare error. In 1982, the US Mint made a major change in how pennies were produced. They switched from using copper to a copper-coated zinc material to save money. During this transition, a few error coins slipped through the cracks. The error? A small batch of Lincoln pennies was struck without a mint mark. That means there's no P, D, or S under the date. This makes the coin incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay big money to own one. If your 1982 no-mint mark penny is made of copper, it's worth investigating further. The copper version is the one collectors are after. So, how much can this coin fetch? The highest recorded price for a 1982 no-mint mark penny was $1.3 million, sold at a private auction. However, even if your coin doesn't hit the jackpot, it could still be worth thousands, depending on its condition and authenticity. Collectors will pay more for coins in mint condition. A certified grading from a professional service like PCGS or NGC can significantly boost your penny's value. Okay, so you've checked your jar of old coins, and you think you've got a 1982 no-mint mark penny. What's next? Use a magnifying glass to confirm there's no mint mark. If it's copper and weighs 3.11 grams, you're off to a good start. Send the coin to a reputable coin grading service. This step is crucial for proving its value to collectors. Contact a coin dealer, auction house, or numismatist who specializes in rare coins. They can guide you on selling it for the best price. Now, before you sell, here are some important tips for selling old coins like this. Know what your coin is worth before you approach a buyer. They usually offer much less than the coin's true value. Rare coins like this often do best in high-profile auctions. Finding the right buyer can take time, but it's worth it. So, there you have it. The 1982 no-mint mark penny could be your ticket to a fortune. Make sure to check those old jars, wallets, and piggy banks. You never know where $1 million penny could be hiding. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button for more tips on finding valuable coins. And if you've got a story about an amazing coin find, drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. We're talking about the rare 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin so valuable it has collectors and treasure hunters on the edge of their seats. Could you have this rare penny hiding in your collection? Stick around to find out how to identify it, its history, and why it's worth a fortune. Before we dive into what makes this coin so valuable, let's cover the basics. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909, is one of the most iconic coins in American history. In 1987, these pennies were minted in massive quantities at 3 mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. But here's the catch. The no-mint mark 1987 penny we're talking about today is not your ordinary Philadelphia penny. It has a fascinating minting error, making it extremely rare. So, what makes this penny worth millions? The key is an incredibly rare minting anomaly where the mint mark and certain design details were completely left off. Experts believe this happened due to a one-off die error at the mint, and only a handful of these pennies were ever produced. Collectors go crazy for errors like this because they're essentially accidental art, unique and unrepeatable. One such penny sold at auction for $1.5 million. Can you imagine turning a single penny into a fortune? But remember, not every 1987 penny is valuable. You'll need to know exactly what to look for. Now, here's where you need to pay close attention. To see if your 1987 penny could be the one worth millions, check the year. It must say 1987. Look below the date. If there's no mint mark at all, you might have a match. Coins in pristine condition, known as MS or mint state, fetch the highest value. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to check for scratches or wear, and remember, a professionally graded coin will always be worth more. If you suspect you have this rare penny, consider sending it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Okay, so you think you've found the rare 1987 NO mint mark penny. What's next? Selling a high-value coin like this isn't as simple as posting it on eBay. Here are some tips. As I mentioned, send it to a professional grading service. This proves its authenticity and increases buyer confidence. Reach out to coin dealers, auction houses, or coin shows to get an accurate value. For high-value coins, consider selling through major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. They specialize in rare collectibles and attract serious buyers. Cut to a visual of a large auction hall with bids coming in. Remember, patience is key. Coins like this can attract fierce competition, so don't settle for less than what it's worth. So, are you ready to dig through your old coin jars, boxes, and collections? Who knows, you might just be holding a $1.5 million treasure in your hands. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more coin hunting tips, and leave a comment below telling us about your most interesting coin finds. Let's uncover those hidden treasures together. We're talking about one of the rarest and most valuable coins in history, the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right, a penny that could be worth up to $1.6 million. Imagine holding onto a coin you thought was worth just 1 cent, only to discover it's your golden ticket. Now, what's so special about this 1989 penny? Usually, pennies minted in 1989 will have a small letter stamped on them to show where they were made, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or no mint mark for Philadelphia. But here's the kicker, this rare coin doesn't have any mint mark at all. This error occurred because of a mistake at the mint. And because only a handful of these pennies were made before the error was caught, they've become one of the most sought-after coins in the collecting world. Flip it over and examine the front side, just below the year. Normally, pennies made in Denver or San Francisco will have a D or S. If there's no mint mark at all, you could be holding a fortune in your hand. Cut to a chart showing the rarity and estimated numbers of the coin. Experts estimate that only a few of these coins exist in the world today. Most were probably overlooked and spent as regular pennies back in the day. That's why coin collectors are willing to pay top dollar, sometimes millions, for one in excellent condition. Now, let's talk about the jaw-dropping part, how much this penny is worth today. In pristine, mint condition, the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny has fetched up to $1.6 million at auction. Even if your penny has a bit of wear, it could still be worth thousands of dollars. So, what should you do if you think you've got one of these rare pennies? Take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm if it's the real deal. Store the coin in a protective case to prevent further damage. Rare coins sell best at auctions or through reputable coin dealers. Some of the best auctions for rare coins include Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers. Even if you don't have this specific penny, it's always worth checking your old coins. Look for other rare pennies like the 1943 steel cent or the 1955 double-die penny. And remember, condition matters. Coins in better shape fetch higher prices. So, could your old penny jar be hiding a $1.6 million treasure? Don't wait, start checking your coins today. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who might have a hidden fortune lying around. And if you've got a unique coin story, drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. We're diving into the fascinating story of the 2001 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny, a coin that has been making headlines for its astonishing market value of $1.4 million. That's right, a single penny potentially worth more than $1 million. First, let's talk about what makes this coin so valuable. The 2001 Lincoln penny is usually minted with a mint mark like D for Denver or S for San Francisco. However, there are rare instances where a coin is minted without a mint mark, making it incredibly scarce. Why? Well, it could be a result of an error at the mint or an intentional test run that somehow got circulated. Scarcity is the key driver behind this coin's sky-high value. Highlight a penny with a mint mark and one without. Use arrows or labels to show the difference. Now, let's get to the jaw-dropping part. The 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is currently valued at $1.4 million in pristine, uncirculated condition. That means if you've got one sitting around in mint condition, you might just hit the jackpot. But even if yours is slightly circulated, it could still fetch thousands of dollars depending on its condition. Show auction footage or online listings for high-value pennies, emphasizing the prices. Alright, so how can you tell if you've got the golden ticket? Here's what to look for. Check the year. 2001 should be clearly visible. Flip the coin over and look near Abraham Lincoln's bust. If there's no mint mark, you've got a candidate. The shinier and cleaner the coin, the higher its value. Experts use a grading system to determine this, ranging from poor to mint state. Use zoomed-in shots of a 2001 penny and highlight the mint mark area. Now, if you've found one, the next question is, where can you sell it? Companies like Heritage Auctions specialize in rare coins and can get you top dollar. Websites like eBay and Etsy are great, but be cautious of scams. Visit a trusted local coin shop, but make sure they're reputable. Get your coin graded by organizations like PCGS or NGC to increase its market value. Show logos of these companies and a mock grading certificate. Before you sell, here are some quick tips to make sure you're getting the most value. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce its value. A professional grade can significantly increase your asking price. Check recent auction prices to understand the market. Don't be afraid to haggle with dealers or buyers. A checklist appears on the screen as you explain each point. Finally, let's address the elephant in the room. While the 2001 no-mint mark penny is rare, counterfeits are out there. Be wary of anyone trying to sell you a fake. Always consult a coin expert if you're unsure. Show a split-screen comparison of a genuine coin versus a fake. So, there you have it. The incredible story of the 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. If you've got an old penny collection lying around, now's the time to check it. Who knows? You might be sitting on a small fortune. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more coin-related content, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. And if you've got questions or stories about rare coins, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you're here to learn how to turn your old pocket change into life-changing cash, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on my tips for coin collectors and sellers. Why is this coin worth $1.6 million? The 2006 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, and while most of these pennies are completely ordinary, a few rare errors or special features make some of them incredibly valuable. These include double dies, off-center strikes, or a misaligned die. These mistakes can add thousands, or even millions, of dollars to a coin's value. There are rumors that a few 2006 pennies were accidentally struck on copper planchets instead of the standard zinc-coated ones. This could skyrocket the value. Coins in mint state with no scratches or wear are far more valuable than circulated coins. Okay, so how can you tell if you have one of these treasures in your collection? Look for the letter D under the date, which indicates it was minted in Denver. Closely inspect the details for any signs of errors, like doubling or an unusual strike. If you have a small scale, weigh the penny. A standard 2006 penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If it's heavier, you might have the rare copper variety. If you think you've found something special, send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to get an official evaluation. The highest recorded sale for a 2006 penny was a staggering $1.6 million. But even if yours isn't the exact rare variety, other valuable pennies from this year have sold for anywhere from a few hundred to thousands of dollars. That's still a great return for a coin worth 1 cent. So, whether you're hoping for the jackpot or just looking to make some extra cash, it's worth checking your coins. Now that you know what to look for, where can you sell your coins? eBay and Etsy are great options, but be sure to do your research and set a fair price. Local coin shops often buy valuable coins, but shop around for the best offer. If your coin is truly rare, consider auctioning it through platforms like heritage auctions. Specialist groups, join Facebook groups or forums dedicated to coin collectors. They're a great resource for selling and learning more. Always consult multiple sources to confirm your coin's worth. Rare coins can take time to sell, but the right buyer will pay top dollar. And there you have it. The 2006 Lincoln penny could be your golden ticket, or copper ticket, in this case, to a brighter future. Check your collection today. You never know what treasures you might find. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with friends or family who might have hidden gems in their pockets. And remember, subscribe for more tips on selling old coins and uncovering hidden value. If you're ready to find out if you're sitting on a potential fortune, make sure to stick around until the end because I'll also share tips on how to sell your valuable coins for top dollar. So, why is this penny worth more than $1 million? It all comes down to a rare minting error. This isn't your average penny. Some of the 2008 pennies were struck with a significant mistake that collectors call a double die error. This error causes parts of the design, like the letters and numbers, to appear doubled. Specifically, collectors noticed doubling on the words Liberty and In God We Trust. These errors happen during the minting process, and they're incredibly rare, which makes them highly sought after by collectors willing to pay top dollar. Now, let's talk about how you can find out if you have one of these valuable pennies. First, grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look closely at the Liberty and In God We Trust inscriptions. If you notice any doubling or unusual marks, you could have something special. Another clue is the coin's condition. The 2008 Lincoln penny that sold for $1.3 million was in pristine, uncirculated condition. So, if your penny has minimal wear and tear, it could be even more valuable. Let's talk about the famous $1.3 million sale. This record-breaking penny was sold at a major auction to a private collector. The coin's rarity, combined with its perfect condition and the historical significance of Lincoln pennies, made it a dream piece for collectors. Remember, not every 2008 penny will sell for millions, but even slightly less pristine examples can still fetch thousands of dollars. That's life-changing money for something that could be hiding in your coin jar. Send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll certify its condition and authenticity, which is essential for serious buyers. Never clean your coin. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce its value significantly. Reach out to reputable coin dealers or auction houses. They can guide you on the best way to sell your coin and even connect you with collectors. Sites like Heritage Auctions or eBay can help you reach a global audience of collectors. Just make sure you have your coin authenticated first. So, do you have a 2008 Lincoln penny hiding in your collection? It might be time to dig through those old jars and shoeboxes. You never know what treasures you might find. And remember, even if you don't strike it rich with $1 million coin, many other pennies, nickels, and quarters are worth way more than their face value. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends and family. You could help someone discover their own hidden fortune. And let me know in the comments, what coins are you holding on to? I'd love to hear your stories. We've got an exciting topic. The 1987 Lincoln penny, worth a staggering $1.6 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.6 million. In today's video, we're going to uncover the story behind this penny, how to spot one, and if you have one, what to do with it. So, grab your magnifying glasses, and let's dive in. Now, let's talk about the 1987 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might look like just another penny from the 80s. But there's a rare, very special version of this coin that could be sitting in your collection, worth a fortune. Let's go over what makes this penny so rare and valuable. So, what exactly makes the 1987 penny so special? Well, it's not about the design itself. After all, it's still the classic Lincoln cent, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But it's all about something much rarer, an error in the minting process. here's where things get interesting. Most 1987 D pennies are just your average copper-plated zinc pennies, but every once in a while, due to a minting error, a few of these pennies were struck with the wrong planchet, a copper planchet instead of a zinc one. That's right, some of these 1987 D pennies were made out of solid copper, and that's what sets them apart from the rest. The result? A coin worth over $1.6 million. So, how rare is this coin, really? To put it simply, extremely rare. Of the millions of pennies minted in 1987, only a handful are known to have this minting error. And when we say a handful, we're talking less than 10. This makes it one of the most sought-after pennies by serious collectors. But here's the kicker: finding one of these pennies, especially in good condition, is almost like finding a needle in a haystack. If you happen to have one of these pennies, you could be sitting on a small fortune. But how do you know if you have one? Let's get into the details of how to identify the 1987 D copper penny. The first thing to check is the weight. Regular pennies from 1987 weigh about 2.5 grams, while the copper planchet versions weigh around 3.1 grams. So if you have a scale, this is the easiest way to check. Next, check the color. Copper pennies have a reddish hue, while the zinc pennies are more of a dull brown. If your 1987 D penny has that bright, coppery color, you might be onto something. And of course, always examine the mint mark. Look closely at the D under Lincoln's memorial. If it's a 1987 D coin with these characteristics, you could have a potential gold mine. So, let's talk money! The 1987 D copper penny can fetch up to $1.6 million in the right condition, especially if it's certified by a reputable grading company like the PCGS or NGC. The value can vary based on factors like the coin's condition, how well it's been preserved, and whether or not it's been professionally authenticated. In fact, one of these pennies was sold at an auction for that record-breaking amount, and since then, the hype around these rare coins has only grown. But the million-dollar question is, do you have one? Now, if you're one of the lucky few to find one of these pennies, here's what you need to do next. First, don't clean the coin. Cleaning can drastically reduce its value. Instead, take it to a professional coin dealer or an auction house to have it properly evaluated and authenticated. You'll want to get it graded by a professional service like the PCGS or NGC. This will not only confirm that it's the real deal, but it will also give it a grade, which can affect its final sale price. If you don't have a local coin expert, you can even send it off to these grading services, but make sure to follow all of their instructions for mailing coins safely. Finally, the big question: should you sell your rare 1987 D copper penny? That depends. If you're not a collector and would rather cash out, selling could be a great option, especially if you're looking to make a big profit. But if you're a coin collector, you may want to hold on to it as an investment, since rare coins tend to appreciate in value over time. Before making any decisions, it's always wise to consult with experts and do your research to ensure you're getting the best price. So, there you have it, a look at the legendary 1987 D Lincoln penny and how it became one of the most valuable pennies in the world. If you think you might have one in your collection, be sure to give it a closer look and get it professionally authenticated. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you never miss out on more exciting coin tips and valuable finds. And if you have any questions or want to share your coin discoveries, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. We're diving into something truly incredible, a coin that has stunned collectors and is worth more than most people could imagine. If you have a 2004 Lincoln 1-cent penny with an O mint mark, you could be holding a coin worth a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right, a penny worth over $1 million. Stick around because in this video, we'll talk about what makes this penny so rare, how you can tell if yours is valuable, and most importantly, how to sell it if you've got one of these hidden treasures. First, let's take a closer look at the 2004 Lincoln 1-cent penny. Most of us are familiar with this coin. It's been in circulation for years. But here's the twist: the 2004 penny was supposed to have a mint mark, which indicates where it was produced, either D4 Denver or P4 Philadelphia. But there's a rare version where the mint mark is missing altogether. This is the one that's worth a fortune. So, why is this error so valuable? Well, back in 2004, the US Mint was experiencing some technical issues. These issues led to some pennies being struck without the mint mark, and only a small number of these coins made it into circulation. As you can imagine, this tiny error makes it extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk about how to identify a genuine 2004 no mint mark penny. The most important thing to check is, of course, the absence of the mint mark on the obverse side, where you typically find it next to the date. Normally, you'd see a P for Philadelphia or a D for Denver. But in this case, the space should be blank. If you find one, congratulations! But don't get too excited just yet. Let's walk through a few other ways to verify the authenticity of the coin, because there are other key factors you'll need to consider. To truly know if your coin is the real deal, you'll need to get it checked out. One option is to take it to a professional coin dealer or numismatist, someone who has the expertise to determine if the coin is legitimate. They'll look for things like die markers and minting irregularities that are specific to the missing mint mark error. Another option is to have the coin graded by a certified organization like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These organizations assign a grade to the coin, which impacts its value. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Now, you might be wondering, why is this particular penny worth so much? The 2004 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just rare, it's also historically significant. It's a one-of-a-kind error that has caught the attention of collectors around the world. It was first discovered in 2015, and when the coin was put up for auction, it fetched an astonishing $1.3 million. Coin errors like this have a way of capturing the imagination of collectors. A small mistake, like forgetting to add a mint mark, turns into a massive payday for the lucky individual who finds it. The 2004 no mint mark penny is an example of how one tiny flaw can lead to huge rewards. So, if you think you have one of these rare 2004 no mint mark pennies, you're probably asking, how do I sell it? Well, there are several options. First, you could contact a local coin dealer. But before you do, make sure you've done your research to ensure that you're dealing with a reputable business. Some dealers might offer you a fair price, while others might undervalue your coin. Alternatively, you can try selling it at auction. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions have sold similar rare coins for millions. The competitive bidding can drive the price way up, and you might end up with more than you expect. Another option is to list the coin on platforms like eBay. But just like with dealers, you'll need to make sure you're selling to someone trustworthy. Be sure to have the coin professionally graded before listing it for sale to ensure you get the best value. So, there you have it, the incredible story behind the 2004 no mint mark Lincoln penny, and why it could be worth a small fortune. If you think you have one, make sure to get it verified and consider your selling options. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more valuable coin tips and news. We're diving into a very special coin, one that might just be hiding in your collection right now, the 1965 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Believe it or not, this rare coin could be worth up to $1.2 million. That's right, you could have a small fortune in your hands. So let's talk about what makes this penny so valuable, how to identify it, and what you need to know if you're thinking about selling it. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln 1-cent penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, designed by Victor David Brenner. Fast forward to 1965, and we've got a unique situation on our hands. The year 1965 is particularly interesting because it's the year the United States Mint began transitioning from a full copper composition to a copper-clad composition, using a core of pure copper with a copper-nickel alloy coating. But here's where it gets really interesting. Most of the pennies from 1965 were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and these typically have a mint mark, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But in some rare cases, certain 1965 pennies were minted without a mint mark, which should have meant they were struck in Philadelphia. Now, let me show you something special, a 1965 penny with no mint mark. While it's not the most common variation, it has made headlines in the coin community over the years, thanks to a few specific circumstances that make it incredibly rare. This coin has been known to fetch insane prices at auctions, up to $1.2 million. But why is that? Let's break it down. Here's where things get exciting. The 1965 no mint mark penny is considered an error coin. Error coins are typically more valuable because they were minted under unusual or unexpected circumstances, which makes them highly sought after by collectors and investors. This particular coin, with no mint mark, is thought to be the result of a mistake during the minting process. In fact, this specific penny has sold for as much as $1.2 million at auctions, although most of the time, you'll find them selling for far less, depending on their condition. But even at a more modest price point, it's still a coin that could be worth a small fortune, especially if you have one in near-mint condition. Most 1965 pennies are not going to be worth that kind of money. The ones that fetch the big bucks are in near-perfect condition, with no signs of wear, scratches, or tarnishing. So if you're sitting on one of these rare gems, you'll want to make sure it's in good shape before you consider selling it. Now, if you're wondering how to identify one of these valuable 1965 no mint mark pennies, I've got you covered. Here's a simple step-by-step guide. First, check the year. It should say 1965 on the obverse, the front, of the coin. This is the crucial first step in identifying the penny. On the reverse, the back, under the pluribus unum motto, look closely for a mint mark. If you see no mint mark, that's a sign you're looking at a potential error coin. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. Coins in uncirculated or near-perfect condition are worth much more than those with visible wear and tear. A coin that's been in circulation for decades may have lost its value, so make sure to check if it has any significant damage. If you think you've found a 1965 penny with no mint mark, it's always a good idea to get it appraised by a professional numismatist or coin dealer. They can give you a better idea of its value based on its condition and rarity. So, let's say you found one of these rare 1965 no mint mark pennies. What do you do now? The first thing you'll want to do is resist the urge to just sell it off on eBay or to the first dealer you find. Take your time and get it appraised professionally. You want to ensure you're getting the best price for your valuable coin. Once you've had it appraised, you've got a couple of options. If you want to sell, you can either go through a local coin dealer or auction it at a specialized auction house that deals with rare coins. Some auction houses have clients who are specifically looking for rare coins like this one. If you're lucky, you could end up with a significant payday. To wrap it up, the 1965 no mint mark Lincoln penny is one of the rarest and most valuable coins you could own. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone looking to cash in on some old pennies lying around, this could be your golden ticket. Just remember, condition is key, and getting your coin appraised by an expert is always the best route to ensure you're getting top dollar. Have you found a 1965 penny with no mint mark? Or do you have other rare coins in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with all the latest coin news, tips, and market trends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with more valuable coin insights.